Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Frosthaven. As we've just hit our second year, we now have a new character to play. But before we really get into this, I wanted to just have a little chat about the state of the game, given we are in early access. If I pop to our quest list, we've completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 different quests. At the moment implemented in the game, there's the chance of getting between like 24 and 33 missions. Some of them are random missions that you get from chests, some of them are from retirement quests, so this is probably all we're reasonably going to see without retiring more characters. There will be more added during the early access portion, but it means that we're not going to have much more new content specifically to cover until there is other developments. So I had a little look at the various quests we have to see what chests there are outstanding. One of them is at the Ancient Spire, and one of them is at Snowstorm Peak. And that's all there is left. Without going through and like leveling up and retiring characters, of course. So we are going to carry on for a little bit, but there's not going to be a huge amount more content. I think this episode is going to come out towards the end of a week, so there may be like one more week. So an additional 3 episodes after this, and then I think we'll need to shelve Frosthaven until there's more content implemented. Because otherwise we just start getting into the nitty-gritty of how can we build characters for this version of the game right now, and the game is still in active development, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. So for right now, we are going to proceed, having a look at our lovely new vitriol. I've had a look at the cards to see how we're supposed to play, and it looks like we're basically building like a little undead horde. We can constantly have skeletons out, up to 3 skeletons with our starting setup. When we pull them out, we take a little bit of damage, so we're all about summons and curses, and occasionally little bits of poison. I quite like that as a character. I'm curious to see like how we're going to end up playing into that. Because of the outpost level, we can immediately start with a fresh card. Bit of cursing on the bottom. Bone Dagger's kind of interesting. So curse something within range 2 of you. If they die this round, perform a summon action from your discard pile, taking 2 less damage. Now most of the summons, we'll go to the hand management, things like Damned Horde, we will take damage when bringing them out. Pretty much all the skeletons do that. So that's kind of interesting, but also I like the idea of giving one of the summons poison everything nearby and having a massive raging corpse. So we'll go for that one for right now. Back to the hand management, we're going to need to take something out to put that in. The Wraith has got 2 shield, but it's only got 1 health, but it attacks at range, so I want to keep that. Dark Tidings puts curses out on the enemy, which I love the sound of. Eternal Torment curses someone and gets them attacked if there's someone near them. Maybe we just get rid of Flow of the Black River. So Flow of the Black River is to heal us. So we'll get rid of that and we'll put our new Unearthed Horror in. There we go. Onto the perks. We have 2 perks available. I've had a look through them, and I think we're going to go with Death on Arrival. It allows us to start the first round with someone summoned. It takes 2 perks to do it. Given we have 2 perks right now, I think this is a smart choice to do it right now. It does mean that we're not going to get the benefit of like Intensify getting rid of that -2. Or maybe we just go straight for adding curses to the enemy decks. Oh, fine. I'm immediately countermanding what I've just said. We're going to go for both maledictions. So this is getting rid of some of our -1s, and it's putting in extra curses for the enemy. And really, really kind of lean into that. Right, that's enough of the party management. Let's carry on looking at other things we can do. If we're going to be summoning mobs and keeping them out, it'd be nice to upgrade them where possible. That's going to be expensive though. Extra attack, extra hit points, both good. Extra target on the curse on the bottom and extra range, also very good. The Raging Corpse, given it's going to stick around for a while, might be one to try and do upgrades on. Either way, we're going to need a hell of a lot more money than we have right now, so can't do anything with you for the enhancer. Let's have a look at our garden. In fact, before I get too into stuff, barracks. We will train up, get that going, do things properly in order. So new buildings, we can build stables. Build to be able to capture and bring pets on quests. These are not stables for horses. Okay. Geminate's got a fair bit of money, but Geminate's saving up for enhancements. So we'll put the money in from Blue Blood. We'll put most of the money in from Blue Blood. We'll do 4 from Geminate. And as for the lumber, that can just come all across. There we go. I'm curious as to what that's actually going to lead to. Pets on quests. Who knows? It is definitely a mystery. So, nothing that we could do in the garden. That's going to give us herbs as time goes on. We can't really do anything in terms of shopping because we don't have the money for it. So instead, let's go to the craftsman and see what we can build for vitriol that's going to help. Inspiring helmet could be very useful, but we've already got a head item. So we'll ignore. Crude leather armor, yeah. If we get targeted, attacker gets disadvantaged, means we don't get any -1s in our deck. Quite like that. Leg items. Dancing slippers, good for getting away from stuff. Rough boots could be interesting. Add to all move abilities. Right, yeah. Let's go with rough boots. And then we don't have any hand items. Protective scepter feels like a smart choice. And the Horn of Command. Yeah. So Horn of Command and Protective Scepter. Quite like that. And that'll be good enough for what we're going to do. Right, have we done everything? We're building, so we can't upgrade the wall any further this time, not without taking some morale away. Which might be a smart choice, but I'm not really feeling it at this moment. We could make some potions and sell them. But again, I'd rather save the resources until we level up a bit. So for right now, I think we're just back out and heading to the Ancient Spire. So we're going to be going after robotic bolt shooters. and robotic bolt shooter elites. This is the one where we've got the little side passageway to go and challenge the demon. And it's actually a really good idea. If I go back over here, to do stuff like try and get some of our masteries. Switch forms each round, gain a perk. Cool. Lose at least one ability card each round, gain a perk. Cool. It might be possible to do that. Unstable metamorphosis might be a bit of a stretch. We might need to do short rests now and then to have that count. Over here, kill at least 15 of your summons. That's sacrificing the summons in order to get a benefit. We're not going to be able to do that straight away, I don't think. We'd have to... It would be a long time coming. But Bone Shepherd, play a summon action on your first turn, have the summon kill 6 enemies and keep it alive, might be possible. And Mountains Resolve, if we start off by getting the strength of the mountain and then keep doing that, that will happen. Frozen Rampage, I think we would need to put down a lot of frost and then drift through everything. That could work on the dynamite one, actually. Anyway, we've got a few options for what we could do at this spire. So let's get over there and let's see how it goes. One day the Drifter is living with you in the Longhouse. The next day they're gone. No goodbye, no indication of where they're going. You notice them growing more and more restless recently, clearly harbouring a desire to strike off back into the wilderness. They appear to have accomplished what they set out to do in Frosthaven, so now must have been as good a time as any. Maybe you'll see them again, out on the road. Or maybe this chapter of your journey together is simply over. And we've got an encounter.
Just outside Frosthaven, right where the road begins to become less travelled, you find a man in dusty white vestments. A few burnt-down candles are on the ground next to him, dripping wax onto the rocks. The young priest holds out a bowl for offerings.
Would you like to make a donation? I would be happy to extend the blessings of the Great Oak to you as protection on your journeys.
He sees your trepidation in turning over hard-earned gold.
The sanctuary sent me here to set up a shrine, but unfortunately I was set upon by robbers. I just need a bit of time to earn back the funds, that's all. And my blessings are nearly as good as the ones you'd find elsewhere.
Well, I mean, I'd like to make an offering, but I think stealing probably will benefit us more because we do need the money.
This sap expects us to believe he represents the Great Oak. You're putting a stop to this right now. A few swings of the arm take care of the makeshift shrine, and you don't expect to see this charlatan harassing travellers in the future.
So we're getting 10 gold. We'll start Cursed, which is not going to be too bad. All that money is going to go to our newbie to help them out along the way. Time to pick the battle goals. So for Splitsonian, we could probably go for Duelist. We won't be looking to run away from stuff. We've tried this before and inevitably it happens by accident, but we'll give it a go. For Vitriol, Assistant could happen. Yeah, let's go for Assistant. I don't think Optimist is really going to happen because we're not much in the way of a healer. As for Blue Blood, perform no attack abilities in the first 3 rounds. Ugh. Feels kind of bad. Occupied Door Hex, that's not going to happen. Sadist might happen. Alright, we'll go for these and see what we come up with.
The iron spire towers over the barren wastes.
We've already heard this
riveted
before, so
metal
we'll skip
covered
through
in
this
a
bit.
thick lens of
We know we've got that big demon. So, we've had all of our curses on. There is the Chaos Lieutenant over the back, and there is the treasure chest right next to him that we would like to get. Rune machines spawned at the start of every other round. At the end of the round, the Chaos Lieutenant will perform Heal X, where X is the number of rune machines, and L is the level of the party. So we're level 2, which I think means we're party level 1. So as long as we keep these under control, we should be fine. The question is, who are we going to send to try and deal with the Chaos Lieutenant? I feel like we've got some really big hits on Geminate. Geminate could be a really good call to get this done quickly. We may not grab that treasure chest if we do it, because Geminate can't run away from enemies. So if we're not doing Geminate, how about Frozen Fist? You got a big hit there, you got a big hit there, so again, could happen quite quickly. And you've got some reasonably fast movement as well. Only one hero can pass through the unmarked text to duel the Chaos Lieutenant, and it costs 2 move. So we can get through, kind of move round, run, get the chest, and then come back and kill him. Which just means that Geminate is going to be left behind. So we'll do one with the mountain, and probably Ice Blast. Rather than Encased Punch, although yeah, because that would be expensive to get back. And you're going to try and go through. So Geminate, what form do we want to start you in? The more of these that we can kill, the better. If we use Draining Pincers and Changeling's Boon, we can step in and almost certainly kill one of these. Great. Bone Shaper. We're gonna want to get curses out and poisons out and summons out. So if we're doing summons, having the ranged attack, I think, would be very beneficial. So if we're doing Angry Spirits, let's move you down here. We'll step in here. And then we're looking for something on the bottom and potentially moving quickly to get a worthwhile benefit from it. Well, Damned Horde at the moment for the curse is possibly the most interesting. Yeah, don't really like any of them massively. So I think it'll be Damned Horde, and we're probably going to get shot a little bit. Feels sketchy. Let's see how we do. Yeah, the bolt shooters are doing lots of damage out amongst everyone, so it would be good to take them out. One with the mountain, we'll get that activated right now. And Ice Blast. to here. That took 3 of our move to get in, so we're not actually going to go through this turn. Let's stand next to this bolt shooter to reduce his capabilities. Geminate. This will make us transition. Get in between the two of them. We'll have a hit over here. There goes the curse that we had on Geminate. We may as well bomb him out just to get him done. Get the curse on the enemy. I would love it if there was 2 that we could target with it. And we'll get our new Wraith out at the back. And I don't think we need to use our Protective Scepter. It's a little painful, but this is why we have shields. Yeah, give him disadvantage. Curse has already done us a bit of a benefit. Get back, Ice Blast. This is so painful. And of course there's already more ruined machines. Right, seeing as we've transitioned into a different format, we could use Mind Spike to do a bit of damage and a Hail of Thorns to do strong damage to these guys. It would burn it, but I feel like we're going to go quite quickly on this one. It would be good to get a bit of healing out. Fell Remedy on our friend over there. I don't think getting poison out, however, is going to be very useful. So we may just want to maneuver around. Or we use this to heal ourselves up and we get a new skeleton out as a blocker, as much as anything. Yeah, let's use Life in Death. And over here, we'll use Crushing Crystals to move through and heal up. And Piercing Pummel to pass the time right now. Bolt shooters are doing plinking. Rune machines are going to step in and do some actual attacking. So let's Hail of Thorns first of all on these. That's not terrible. We'll shoot this one. Although these guys are going to actually kill themselves because they're going to be able to step in. I think we can let the Wraith do what it wants. Cool. Damage out. And that gives us the assistant one as well, which is lovely. Thinking about it, what are we going to do with you this turn? You're not specifically healing, but we could use the circlet to give you a bit of healing. Probably not necessary. You're doing 1 damage. You're doing 1 damage. Yeah, let's get a skeleton out. This will hurt us a little. We'll heal up. And we'll give him a bit of a shield. Unfortunate about the damage, but let's not give it shield just yet. Frozen Fist. We can piercing pummel this. It's not going to be effective at multiple bits of range, but we can still use that to do to get a bit of XP. That's unfortunate. All right. Don't consume anything. Through you go. And there's your healing. So we're going to carry on with the Mountain's Resolve at the end of the turn. This is going to hurt. And we will get back probably crushing crystals. Although that's going to cause us 3 damage. No, let's do it as piercing pummel. So cancel the active round bonuses. It's a bit less damage directly. This thing is going to start coming towards us. We need to start moving towards him. So Frozen Fist. If we do Encased Punch, 1, 2, 3. You can't quite get where I'd want you to. So let's just walk round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, tuck yourself in on that corner with Cold Boulder. And put on Fury of the Mountains so you suffer a bit less damage. Geminate, you need to heal. Do you have a way of healing? Selfless Offering next turn. Well, I think we need to get away from this bolt launcher and focus on this one for now. Icebound Quills will give us a bit of retaliation. And Hornet Stingers could only reach 2 away, so it's not quite going to work. Horn Beetle Carapace would give us a move and shield, and Hornet Stingers could attack this guy. So let's do those. Can I give any healing to my friend? Yes. With Transfer of Essence, it does 5 healing. At a good range. And if I do Eternal Torment as well, he may have moved up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's give it a go. I'm not sure if this is really going to work. Chaos Lieutenant is coming in a bit closer. Robotic Bolt Shooters are moving and doing some piercing shooting. Interesting. So Geminate. Get 1 space closer. And give him a hit. That's good. That works towards what we're trying to achieve. And we transition again and get some loot. Ooh. Well, we'll prevent the 2 damage. Is this actually going to work? No, it didn't work. Well, that's a bit annoying if it's bugged like that. Oh, or did it do it on the Wraith? It might have done it on the Wraith. Well, I'd still prefer the Wraith to stick around. What's your move stats? Move 2 and attack 3. So we could get you killing that. It's going to do it anyway. It'll be fine. So Transfer of Essence would kill us. That's no longer good, although I'm not against it as an idea and then burning a card, because we do have quite a few cards spare. And really we're just getting ourselves out of a bit of trouble right now. Let's burn Command the Wretched. And then we will get you cursed. And there's no one next to him to mind control, so we'll just have to skip that. Well, honestly, I expected this guy to come closer to us, but he decided not to. So we'll just walk round. Yeah, really not sure why you didn't do that. Skip the ability, but activate the shield. That will take effect when we refresh Cold Boulder. If we use Into My Embrace... Ah, we've already moved away from an enemy, that's a shame. And we've not lost an ability card each round, so we're just trying with Perpetual Motion. Selfless Offering would give some healing down here. However, we would then need something on the bottom to transform us. That's not going to happen. So stuff that can transform us, Selfless Offering on the bottom. And we could burn Firefly Swarm to hit both of these. And we'll effectively back up to here, I think, and hit both of them. On this side, it would be good to get a little healing on ourselves. We don't have anything that's specifically going to do that. So let's instead go with Malicious Conversion and Decaying Will, and we'll put some poison out on this one. And Frozen Fist. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can jump over quite nicely with Encased Punch. Let's say Cold Boulder and Encased Punch. No, Frost Eruption and Encased Punch. We'll try and let this guy go first, and we'll slip past him. Okay, he's gonna make himself invisible. And the Ruin Machine is gonna do some attacks, which is not good. Do I want you to attack this? Probably. So we'll move you across like this and get the attack off. Unfortunate with the curse, but these things happen. Decaying Will. That got it cursed quite nicely. Oh. Get rid of that darkness and turn it into frost. And then it's just a question of, do we get closer so we're in a better place to fight this guy next turn? What do we have left in terms of cards? No, we could get out the Unearthed Horror. Although right now we're shepherding the Wraith quite nicely. I don't know if I want to really push for that. But we could use Dark Tidings to attack quickly. I don't think we should be right next to him, though. I think that's not a smart choice. So we'll back up 1 and just stay here. Geminate. Back up a little. Oh, it's only at range 3 to 4. We should have backed up one more. That's a mistake. He'll still be alive, but that's fine. I'm wondering if it's worth using the Firefly Swarm on just the one. You know what? I'm gonna restart that because I would have targeted it once more. So we went for Selfless Offering, Firefly Swarm. Over here, it was Dark Tidings and Decaying Will. No, it was Malicious Conversion and Decaying Will. That was what we did. And then up here, it was going to be Frost Eruption and Encased Punch. So, once again, stepping in, get the shot. It's going to be a curse. That's fine. We already knew this. Decaying Will. That puts a curse in his deck. It'd be good to be able to... Oh, we can see how many curses there are. So there's 2 curses in that deck right now, and in fact the deck is shared by all the mobs except the hero. Yeah, he's got his own one, and we used the dark, converted it to frost, and then we backed away 1, and that was what we did. Gemini, try this again. 1, 2, 3. Much better. One of them's still alive, but it means that our Wraith can have a go at killing it next turn. Oh, look at you putting your little shield on. Yes, come closer. Well, either we stay still and heal up a bunch, or we jump forwards and I'm going to have a punch this way. We're going to get poison on him. And we can push him away as well. I'll push him down like this. Then we can create frost here, which will help us out next turn when we're moving in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's good. We want to get Encased Punch back. He's healed up the poison, but he hasn't healed up his health. That's an important thing. If we're going to transition, we need to use Drag Down. So, Icebound Quills, Drag Down. I want you to go as quickly as possible. Dark Tidings. And Unearthed Horror, why not? And up here, Encased Punch. And Cold Boulder. I think. Wondering if there's a smart way we could do some healing or get a wound out, but I think no, that's fine as it is. The big guy is producing a lot of elements. And the bolt shooter is going to heal itself up. At least it's going to get rid of that poison. How fast are you moving? 41. And you are moving 2. So you're not going to reach anyone if we get a bit closer and do the stabbing. So seeing as we're not under threat, let's step in. And we will change form again. Ooh, this is spicy. We can get straight through this turn. Let's do it. Grab what we need. And we'll use Encased Punch, because that will give us a little bit of a shield. Oh no, it won't, sorry. It's the other ability that does that. The important thing is we have the treasure chest. Chaos Cannon? I like the sound of that. Unfortunate. I feel like we're going to need to rest in order to get some health back. Getting more curses out could be fine, but I don't think it's particularly beneficial to us. I could get the Unearthed Horror out, though. Just to act as another blocker. Let's move up to here and we'll put the Unearthed Horror next to these two. And we got a little bit of gold. Yes, come closer to me, my pretty. So we could get back Encased Punch, we could get back Cold Boulder. Really, next turn, we're going to just use both of these. So it doesn't matter which we do. Let's do Cold Boulder because it's cheap. There is no one to hit, unfortunately, but look at all these elements that have been created. Can we transition this round, or do we need a short rest? So short rest on Geminate. It's going to be a long rest on Vitriol. And Frozen Fist is going to go for Piercing Pummel. So we're going to jump and hit with advantage and heal ourselves up. And then we're going to go for Ice Blast and we're going to drink our Muscle Potion before we do it. And we might finish this round. Sure, we can lose that. So Mind Spike will let us shoot this one and transition. And Scarab Flight will let us do another attack. Let's start with this one. Ooh. It's interesting the way it works with the positioning. We're only going to hit that one, unfortunately, unless we get closer. But that's fine. We will consume dark in order to create frost again. And then we'll get the shot out on this guy. Ah, it's unlucky. Let me transition. Frozen Fist. Let's do it. Muscle Potion. We're already going to have advantage with this one, but it's better to be as safe as we can be. Give him a big wallop. That's pretty stonking. That's a good chunky heal. And then Ice Blast. One monster killed. It's not exactly 5. That is a big hit from the Ruin Machine. And the Bolt Shooter will take the damage from that. Oh no, the Wraith! Well, my massive corpse did its thing. Let's lose Eternal Torment. It makes little difference because that should be the end of it. We've got one more that we need to replace. Oh wait, can I? No, because I burned the 2 of them. We're gonna lose Mountain's Resolve right at the very end. Oh, I am so sad. I think it wouldn't have counted for Mountain's Resolve. Overall, though, that went very well. We managed to get Assistant. We managed to get one of the Masteries on Geminate. So that's a big one. That's gaining an entire perk. That's not just a perk mark. So that's a big win. And of course, for the level up on Blue Blood. It's definitely a good mission to do the Masteries on that one. A robust hello greets you when you enter the stables, whose final boards are being nailed down. The head animal handler, a no-nonsense Inox, invites you in, while she's in the midst of muscling a hot-tempered stallion back into his stall. You offer to help, but she has the situation under control, lowering her head so the horse becomes intimidated by her horns. The musk of the stables envelops you, in a not unpleasant manner, as you follow the Inox from stall to stall, admiring the animals. If you ever capture and tame any beast, she says, you're welcome to house them here. I'll make sure they're taken care of, and the stallion kicks the stall as you pass, and she kicks it back, cowering him. Behave themselves. But then she winks at you, to a point. We don't want to take the wild out of them completely. Here, why don't you take this? Should make the trapping part easier. The Inox hands you a net, then smiles mischievously, patting the stallion. How'd you like a ride? You back away, thanking her but claiming you have other duties to attend to. This has given us a trainer's net. I'm going to give that to... During your turn, capture an adjacent enemy whose health is 1 or 2. Geminate? You're awoken in the middle of the night by the glowing apparition of an unfamiliar ether woman. This is a call for help, she says. Several weeks ago I sent my dearest friends your way, but I'm afraid they may now be in danger. The storm is brewing. Find them before it's too late. In your mind you see a location, rocky terrain somewhere west of the frozen pass in the Imperial Mountains. It's the centre of a massive snowstorm, and you realise you must head there immediately.
An incoming merchant ship tipped the town fishermen off to a dense school of large fish about an hour's row up the bay. Captain Olmsted asked you to accompany and provide protection to the fishing expedition. The merchants were right. After an afternoon in the calm water, the boat was full of enough fish to last the town half of winter, which is why you're so dismayed when an abale pops his head out of the water.
Per the Treaty of Deep Bay, these are our fish. Fin them over and leave immediately.
He glares at you with black, unblinking eyes. You try to explain you've never heard of this treaty, but he cuts you off.
Your disrespect for those already here and ignorance of our ways is no excuse. Give me the fish or face the consequences.
I think we're going to have to acquiesce to their demands. We've plenty of enemies, not worth making more.
Even if this treaty is nonsense, it's not worth the risk. You order the fishermen to dump the fish overboard. They grumble but comply. With a splash, you watch lunch slowly sink into the depths.
We lost a morale from that, but we're high on morale, so I'm not too worried. Now, we have a couple of things to do. First up, Geminate has a perk to put out. I think probably ignoring quest effects is very strong. Intensify we've already done. And we got the transmute, so we've got the option of a whole bunch of stuff. I think probably best if we go for ignoring quest effects now. Get that done, and then in the future we can start pushing for shoves, festers, gouges. Probably gouges, because gouges are awesome. Over on Blue Blood, we have a level up. Level 3. Lacerating Eruption. Could do wound. Could also be a larger area of effect. That's pretty nice. Or Frozen Over to create 2 frosty tiles and give us ward. I think Lacerating Eruption is a more useful card, so we'll take that. And we'll put it straight in instead of Crushing Crystals. Although Crushing Crystals can do disarm. We haven't really used it for that. And Crushing Crystals does do healing on the bottom as well. Let's take out Ice Blast, and we'll put in Lacerating Eruption. It's almost as strong, and it's got the chance of doing wound and area, and on the bottom it's almost as fast, so I think it's a good replacement. Over on the perks, a bit of extra shielding could be handy. Self-recovery could be more handy. I think we'll go for the recover. 2 recovery cards in there. Very, very nice. Alright, I think we're out of time for today. So thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. Looks like the new quest hasn't actually been implemented yet, so we're not going to be able to head across to do that, or it's reliant on an area that we haven't unlocked. So we're going to keep going over places that we've been, see if we can get more chests, and do funky stuff like, where is that Chaos Cannon? During a turn, place one hex obstacle, hazardous terrain, difficult terrain, or icy terrain with an unlocked with a different type of hex from the above listed. That is a weird one. I assume we would get to pick. Regardless, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing for us to take out. Interesting, certainly. Useful, situationally. As always, if you have enjoyed this, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for some more Frosthaven. See you soon.